Here's the story about our AC, which was leaking like a sieve and made me cry. Okay, it didn't really make me cry. I'm not a crybaby. But one of the scariest things as a homeowner is to find water pooled anywhere in your house that it's not supposed to be. Now, this problem recurred for us several times over the course of a couple of years, and although I am not an HVAC tech by any means, I did have to do a lot of research in order to figure out why that kept happening. It was still blowing cold air, so it was still functional. So what the heck? Why is it in water? Air conditioners naturally produce condensation as air is cooled. And what I've learned is that most of the time when your air conditioner is sitting in a puddle of water, it's because there's a clog somewhere in the drainage system that's keeping it from being able to drain out properly. The scene of the crime. Now, if like me, you have an air conditioner that is on the ground level or is below ground in a basement, you may very well have a pump like this one. These pumps can get clogged. They can also go bad. Removing the pump to clean it or replace it is a pretty straightforward process. You unplug it, remove the line that drains the water from the air conditioner into the pump, and remove the line that takes the water from the pump to the outside of the house. With mine, you don't even have to have any tools. Yours, of course, might be a little bit different, but it still should be fairly straightforward. Take the pump up into the kitchen and scrub it out a little bit, and then put it back in place. Now, if you've cleaned out the pump and you've determined that it is functional and the water pooling comes back, then you may have a clog somewhere else in the condensation line. Want to see something super, super gross? Watch. I can do it. Oh, well, came off the wrong way, but if you look in here, it's like super gunked up. Oh, oh, that is just foul. All right, now how does it go back together? Oh, that was so gross. But that's what was clogging it up. And ever since I cleaned that out, no problems at all. I heard this crazy story recently about a mouse crawling into somebody's condensation line from the outside. Crawled up in there, died, and that caused water to back up and pool around their air conditioner. That small percentage of time when the puddle doesn't seem to be caused by a blockage in the line, it could be that your evaporator coils have frozen over and then thawed and then drained a lot of excess water all over the floor. If that happens, it could be something as simple as you have a very, very clogged air filter that you haven't changed in forever and it's making your air conditioning system work too hard. Or it could be something bigger like you have a coolant leak, which is making the entire thing freeze over, which I know is counterintuitive, but if you're low on coolant, it can actually make this freeze over. And in that case, you really need to have a professional come out and check it out. We have two air conditioners in our house, one in the basement and one all the way up here in the attic. It's probably not the best idea for me to be walking around up here with bare feet with all this insulation around. If you have an air conditioner that's above ground, typically it will have a drain pan, and then it also has a PVC pipe, which is what you see running right here, that leads the water all the way to the outside of the house on a drain. Now, if water starts pooling in this drain pan can rust and you can have really big problems if it rusts all the way through. Also, if you have a humidifier involved in your system, then a leak can actually come from there as well and drip into a drip pan or onto the floor. In my case, the drain line is actually glued to the drain pan, so if it does get clogged, it's going to take a little bit of ingenuity to get it unclogged.